Jai Shri Mataji. A very good morning to everyone. Let us all bow down to Shri Mataji, raise our Mother Kundalini and put Bandhan. Shri Ganesh Mantra. Now let us listen to Shri Mataji's speech.
Today's puja of Vishnu Maya, who was the sister of Sri Krishna, was not scheduled as such in an international pujas that we do. But they say for the love of God, when all the devotees assemble, God also has to break many rules. And that's how this puja has been accepted to be done. At least once it should be done, I think, was a good idea. By your love and your devotion, it was desired, and so this puja is going to be performed. It's just spontaneous that I happen to be in England at this time, because this puja, if ever had happened, would have happened in India. Because this is the puja of a deity, Vishnu Maya, the seed of which is not easy to plant in the Western countries. Now the whole Shakti programming has been done in such a way that we have Mother as the Shakti first, the primordial Mother. Then we have three Shaktis coming out of her, as you know, Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati. And then we have children from them, brothers and sisters. So before the power of what we call the wife or the spouse was created, it is the power of the sister is created. So as you know that Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha were born to these three Shaktis, and they all had sisters. And their sisters were married. Like Vishnu's sister is Parvati, and she was married to Shiva. It's very important to understand that these three types of powers always play on the chakras. And if you understand these three powers, how they play, then you will understand what is the importance of Vishnu Maya is. Vishnu Maya is the power of a system in a family. So the female is the power and the male is the kinetic power which asserts the powers of these three powers which surround him. So when the male power comes in, all these power become helpful, acting associates with that power. Now Vishnu Maya's power is very important to understand, because mother power is to protect your innocence, because that is the most important. To protect your innocence is the mother's power. Now Vishnu Maya's power is to protect your chastity. You don't understand sometimes what is chastity and what is innocence. Innocence is a power which is not acted upon. Like we have electricity in our house. Electricity exists, like innocence exists within us. But enactment of that is done through chastity. A person can say, I did this very innocently. No, he cannot. Because whatever you do, if it is innocent, cannot be harmful to your character, to your innocence, or to your righteousness. So those people who say like this, that I did it innocently, are wrong. Because innocently, if you do anything, it becomes chastity. So when innocence is practiced, it becomes chastity. You must have respect of your chastity. Chastity is the one which is Vishnu Maya's power within us. Gauri's power is the pure virgin. She doesn't marry. As you know that Vishnu Maya was created just after her birth. She was killed by Kamsa. Now to understand the significance of chastity within us, we have to know that chastity is the foundation of all dharmas. Unless and until you have sense of chastity, you cannot have dharma. Dharma is not possible because that's the foundation. It will be a house of cards. If you do not have the foundation of chastity, it will just collapse in no time. So it's a very important thing is chastity, which has been challenged in the West throughout. And that's why I'm saying it's difficult to sow the seed of chastity in this country. And that it should happen, there must be some divine plan. I think that it has happened, that this great puja should be performed here. It's not an easy puja. It's to be done by people who are innocent, done by people who have led a very religious life. Those who have been very chaste, have respected their chastity. But now as you are saints, before you, everything is pure and good. Because now you have leading a saintly life. That's why chastity has become awakened in you, and chastity works in you as Gauri, as your Kundalini. So if you come to the essence of religious life, of righteous life, of Sahaja life, is chastity. You cannot diversify it. Now, this chastity gives you the maryadas, means delimits you. Why are you sitting here? Go further. It's better to be in front. You are not doing the puja. If you are doing the puja, then you sit here. Otherwise, better sit down. Better get my vibrations there, in front. Here, come now. So the chastity is the one that gives you maryadas, gives you the limits. How does it give you the limits? Like in the sky, it's the lightning. When the two clouds, who are like Sahajogis, we can say, came out of the sea, and pure water is there in those clouds, and they have to be poured out. When they come closer together and cross their limits of their ego, or fight with each other, or in any way clash, there is this chastity, this lightning that takes place. This lightning which says that you are wrong. Why are you fighting among yourself? Why are you crossing each other's ego? That's the sister's job. Yesterday we have had many sisters. Now the sister's job is not to take sides, but to show that if you cross your limits of your brotherliness, then there will be a lightning. Now this power of lightning is a part of the power of Sri Krishna, which he took it out from himself. That's why he became such a sweet, gentle incarnation. He took it out. He said, now you become my sister, and every time they try to misbehave, you better work it out. And that's how Sri Krishna became such a gentle and a very, as they call it, a romantic incarnation. Because he took out the sisterly part away and he worked it out. But she was always with him and she worked with him. Because the sister in the family has to see that the brothers don't fight, they are all looked after well, that they are not challenged by others, that she gives them the maryadas, how far to go. Now it's very important, very, very important for all of us to understand that Freud and all these nonsensical people brought forth the theories to challenge Vishnu Maya, so that we should have all kinds of funny relationships, which is an impossibility, is a wrong thing. Now, if there is any relationship like that between brothers and sisters, for 7 generations, the family suffers from terrible diseases. 7 generations. But if there's another like Freud style relationship, then 14 generations the family has to suffer. So the limiting forces of Vishnu Maya are such that your ego is controlled, your superego is controlled, your family is controlled, everybody is under control, under the guidance of this pure power of Vishnu Maya, which exists within all of us. And the saddest part is that in all the Western countries, Vishnu Maya is sick, absolutely sick. I mean, I have lost my hearing up to that point it has come on the left-hand side, because the sense of chastity is completely lacking. We have to forget about the people now who have no sense at all, but now we are Sahajogis. So coming to the right point, we have to say that that many people have still some lingering funny ideas. Like, I have a good friendship with that gentleman, or I am very friendly with such and such gentleman, and all that. It's not a maryada then. You cannot have friendship between men and women. You cannot. It's absolutely absurd. In the West, the whole culture is funny. Because if you go to a dinner party, you are supposed to sit with somebody's husband on both the sides. Horrible. But in the East, it's not done. Because the Vishnu Maya is against these things. She will see to it that husband and wife sit together. Now, here, as you know, the chastity part is so much missing that our left Vishuddhis are catching. And when I talk about it, it catches more. Now, when you say you are not guilty, you are actually admitting it to Vishnu Maya, to your own sister, saying that I am not guilty. Because she doesn't like you to have the guilt upon you. The wife may like you to have the guilt. She may like that you should have the guilt because she thinks her power is challenged and that she has somebody who is her rival. But not Vishnu Maya. The sister does not say that. But a brother and a sister are never friends. Now, in a group we are sitting here like that. In any group, a brother and a sister, they know that they exist as brothers and sisters. But they don't cling on to one person. They don't talk to one person. They don't get friendly with that sister. Like once we had a big fight with these Christians once, I remember. And I must be having at least 30 cousins and 4 or 5 brothers I had at that time. And we went to that function, and among Indian Christians, we have Christians from all kinds of stratas. So there were some vagabonds, I think they passed some remarks about us, we sisters, you see. We didn't know we had so many cousins. They all shot out, you see, just like Jack in the Box. And they all took over and started beating those boys. And then we realized so many cousins we have. Otherwise, we never knew. They were somewhere. We were not talking to them much. We were talking among ourselves, our friends, because we were talking to each other. Suddenly, we found we have so many cousins and so many brothers. It was most surprising that we should have so many cousins there. We did not know. Immediately, they jumped on the protection of the chastity of their sister because she is the basis of their chastity. But normally, you don't talk to your brother much, nor the brother talks to you so much. You don't get friendly. But at the time of difficulties, at the time of maryadas, at the time of consulting about something that is dear to the family, the sister comes in. Recently, my own brother, younger brother, wrote a letter to me because there's a problem in the family. Now, my mother is not there. And normally, a sister is better because she is easily available to you than the mother. Mother is so busy with the whole family, the whole work, universe she is doing. So the sisterly feeling is very important. Now just imagine that our left Vishuddhi is so bad. It is, of course, because we have never cared for our chastity. We have not respected our chastity. In India, it is not so. Women and men all respect their chastity very much. And I have asked some foreign going boys, they said that though we were doing all wrong things as they were doing, we all the time somehow knew that we were doing wrong. I said, how is it? He said, there's something like a sister's relationship. But now, I can say that Indian men are also becoming just like you people. I have lost their power to keep their chastity. The men must respect their chastity because they think they do not owe anything to the chastity. And if the basis of your spiritual existence doesn't exist, you'll collapse in no time. For that, I have many a time said that put your attention on the Mother Earth. The green. Green is the color if you put your attention into that, then you will be saved from these errors you are committing of adultery all the time. You are looking at other sisters, others' wives, others' daughters. So the relationship that is now being expressed, as you know, is of a daughter, of a sister, and of a mother, which is a very, very pure relationship. So much so that now supposing you use your brains too much, then why does your heart catch? Have you thought of that? Why does your heart catch when you use right side too much? What is the reason for catching your heart? Must understand this. It's the same thing. The relationship of, say, Shiva is to Vishnu in two ways. Firstly, Vishnu's wife, a sister, he has married. All right? Then who is the sister of Shiva? Shiva's sister is Saraswati. If you work too much on Saraswati, heart will catch. It has maryadas. This is how the intermarriages took place, by which the sisters' relationship is worked out to keep your maryadas of your chakras. If you cross that, you suddenly get into the left or the right because you have crossed the maryadas of that. Now this sisterly relationship existed in other incarnations also, like Muhammad Sahib had a sisterly relationship with, actually, what we have to say that his sister as such was Ali's wife, but she was born to him as a daughter. So they can be born as the daughter or as the sister. She was born as Nanaka's sister, Nanaki. She was born as the daughter of Muhammad Sahib. So it could be a sister or could be the daughter of an incarnation. But daughter and sister are innocent, pure chastity. Now think of it, that those people who cannot understand the importance of chastity, how can they talk of any laws whatsoever? Because laws means maryadas. And it has the proper sense through the power of Vishnu Maya. Now you might say that not to steal anybody else's thing is also not proper because it belongs to somebody else. But who will tell you? Who is the one that is going to tell you that this is wrong? Of course there is police, but who has told? The lawmakers. Which part of the unconscious has played is the Vishnu Maya. Because as soon as you steal something, you feel guilty. In the law also this word guilty is used. And guilty comes from the left side is Vishnu Maya. So how important it is to have a sense of chastity. But we are very divided people. Those who have moral chastity may not have material chastity. Those who have got material chastity may not have moral chastity. Moral chastity comes first. That's very important because it is innate. And if your moral chastity is perfectly nourished, then automatically the material chastity comes in. But the effect is the same. Whether you do money cheating in Sahaja Yoga or whether you cheat morally, your left Vishuddhi will be caught. And the whole problem will start from left Vishuddhi. Now, supposing somebody tries to cheat in Sahaja Yoga, wants to take away the money of Sahaja Yoga, or something like that, immediately his left Vishuddhi will be caught. As soon as the left Vishuddhi will be caught, he will start behaving in a funny manner. The whole catch will be shown. If you become immoral also, the left Vishuddhi will be caught. Now the whole guilt part comes from there. Sin against the mother could be also an insult. In any way, answering back to mother. Many people have a habit, I have seen, of saying, no mother. No is never to be said. Because if you say no, that means you go to the left Vishuddhi. The Vishnu Maya power will not tolerate your no for anything at all. Many people have a habit of saying this, no mother. This is not to be done, because once you catch your left Vishuddhi, all your left chakras become weak, because the chastity, which is the basis of all the chakras, is weak. So how much important it is to understand the value of left Vishuddhi. All of us catch on left Vishuddhi, and we do not think that it is such an important thing. When we say, oh, left Vishuddhi catching means I am feeling guilty. We do not understand that what have I done? I have crossed the limits. That's why it's showing there. I have neglected some kind of a morality. I have gone on a wrong path against mother and father. That's why left Vishuddhi is catching. Left Vishuddhi is the indication of the mistakes, of the wrongs, of the sins. We can't afford to have left Vishuddhi. Sahaja Yogis cannot afford to have left Vishuddhi. To add to the trouble, they smoke. They take all kinds of things. In India, they take what you call tamakhu. It's a kind of a, what leaves are these? Tobacco leaves. And they think they have done no wrong. But left Vishuddhi catches. Left Vishuddhi, in a way, is the gateway to all kinds of problems for yourself. So be careful not to feel guilty about anything. Moreover, it's a very great vicious circle. For example, somebody has done something wrong. I have decided that I have to tell them on their face, whether they like it or not, this is wrong, as far as possible. Of course, I try to play sometimes tricks on them to understand, if they do not understand my telling them, up to a point. And then I tell them that now you better get out. I cannot have you in my body anymore. So I throw them out of Sahaja Yoga. Once they are out of Sahaja Yoga, at least my headache is over. Now, what I have seen, that when this negativity starts acting, people, instead of facing it, facing the mistakes, that I am wrong, I should not have done it, it's a wrong thing to do, start giving explanations. Once you start giving explanation, this left Vishuddhi starts becoming like a bloated big lump. And then there's no possibility of curing, no possibility of cleansing. So people start giving explanation why I did it, why I did this. Once it is said is wrong, to be accepted, all right, next time I'm not going to do it, I'm very sorry. But sorry seems to be a very difficult word for at least Western Sahaja Yogis and some of the Indian Sahaja Yogis also, to say sorry. I'm very sorry. Indians never feel guilty is a good idea. But they never say sorry. So it's just the same.
Mahamantras. Thank you, Shrimata ji, for all the blessings and this beautiful meditation. Let us all bow down to Shrimata ji, raise our Mother Kundalini, and put Bandhan. Let us meditate again tomorrow morning, same time. Jai Shri Mata Ji.